The bitter ongoing battle over the newly drawn congressional maps here in the state of Texas moves to a federal courtroom later this week.
And the outcome of this case will have an impact on who you can vote for when we see those congressional primaries this March. I'm politics reporter Jack Fink in our newsroom with what both sides are saying as they get ready to go to court.
The hearing begins Wednesday. Plaintiffs, including some Democratic lawmakers, say Republicans are violating the Constitution and the Voting Rights Act because they use race when drawing up these new congressional districts. The state of Texas and Republicans deny that and say they only considered partisan gain with the goal of winning 5 new seats.
This is urgent.
Marina Jenkins, executive director of the National Redistricting Foundation, which is helping plaintiffs in their case against Texas, sounded the alarm. She and plaintiffs accused the state of racially gerrymandering 6 of the state's 38 congressional districts and say they intentionally diluted the vote of blacks and Latinos who live in those districts. They say after President Trump announced he wanted Texas Republicans to find 5 new congressional seats in Texas, the Justice Department sent the state this letter stating 4 Democratic congressional districts, including the 33rd in North Texas, represented by Congressman Mark Vesey, were unconstitutional coalition districts and run afoul of the Voting Rights Act. They point to Governor Abbott's special session proclamation for redrawing congressional districts in July in light of constitutional concerns.
The DOJ obliged, providing Governor Abbott with the cover that he was looking for, a roadmap as to how to redraw these districts.
In response, the state and court papers said the DOJ letter was wrong. Quote, the letter erroneously accused Texas of racial gerrymandering in 4 districts in the prior map and demanded that those districts be rectified. The only logical reading of the letter is as a demand for new districts drawn without regard to race. Republicans, including State Representative Katrina Pearson of Rockwell, insist they did not consider race in drawing the new maps.
And I just reject the notion that race is even involved here, because one of the things that we did hear is that they wanted districts of people who look like them, sound like them, have the same culture, and those districts exist. There's 4 new Hispanic seats. It just doesn't make any sense.
The newly drawn 33rd congressional district, now only in Dallas County, is a Latino majority district. But Democratic State Representative Rafael Anchia of Dallas doesn't think it will help Latinos.
I doubt very, very seriously that Latinos will be able to elect the person of their choice. Well, representation is important, right? And the Latino community is already underrepresented under the existing political maps. We go backwards under these new maps.
The 3-judge panel will likely issue a ruling on the new maps in mid-October, and their decision may be appealed directly to the U.S. Supreme Court. Timing is important because the congressional maps need to be in place before November 8th, when candidates start filing their campaign paperwork with the state. Jack Fink, CBS News, Texas.